Are you ready to ride the Are you ready to ride the frequency?
Well, hello there, Lady Liane.
Hello. Can you guys hear me? I've got the mic in my face today. Hold on. You know what? We've got camera, we've got action, but we forgot lights. Oh. Just a little better. What's up, the little twisted? What's up, Amy? What's up, everybody? How was your weekend, Grizzly?
Very busy. We had a good event.
Did you? Was it an Aura event?
Yes, it sure
Aura
was.
photography event?
Yes.
Was it the inaugural Aura photography event? Say that 10 times. No?
No, next weekend will be the big one. One of the big ones.
My, that's a big one. That's what they say when they look at my mic. Sennheiser. It's my MK4.
Yeah, so if you were like, that's it, Grizzly! That's Grizzly! Yeah, I got some interviews on phone.
No. Green. Army green, but green. Sorry. Nope. There'll be no pinching.
Yeah, I got dark green, so.
There you go. My friend Amanda has these super dark green. But you know what? My friend Amanda also has green eyes. So she actually doesn't have to wear green because she has green. And I have a green fidget spinner. Does that count? What's up, Lorna?
Yes, it does.
Denise. La Vertucci. Oh, snap. See now. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Really? I like it better when there's just not a big mic in my face. It's kind of, I don't
know. Well, Twisted said, well, dang it.
Dang it, what? What?
No, die.
My account was overdrawn on March 17th. I don't, my balance is negative stuff. Good for you. Oh, wait, I was going to show you my not alive anymore dog. But why does the chase notification have to keep showing up? It doesn't. Layla.
Oh.
We loved Layla. Okay. That was enough. Okay. So next weekend is the big event.
Yeah.
Where are you going to be? 4 days?
In Indiana.
Okay, we're both scratching our heads at the same time. What's that about?
Don't ask me where in Indiana, but yes, in Indiana.
It's a Hoosier event.
Yes, it is.
Hoosier. Knock, knock. Hoosier. I don't know. Indiana. Alaska. That was really bad.
Yeah, it's a Wonder Cell event or something. It's supposed to be a big community event.
Well, at some point, you guys are going to have to come to New York and do like the new Conscious Life Expo or the New Life. There's a New Life Expo at the end of the month. What is she laughing at? Are people just saying stuff? And my glasses aren't on.
No.
You'll
correct me out.
Colleen, stop it, Colleen. Whatever you're doing, stop it. She's upstaging me. Colleen, boot her out of here. Kidding. Here, so there's this book. How would you pronounce that?
Tosha.
See, it all comes out crazy. I had to ask him. I've known this guy 10 years. And I interviewed him, and before the interview, I said, I didn't say that, although I do clear my throat a lot before I speak. I asked him, I'm so embarrassed, but like the only way to do this is to just gallop on through. How the do you pronounce your last name? It's Talker, like Talker, like she doesn't shut up. She's a talker. That is like dead last on my list of how to pronounce that name. But I'm glad he told me, because nobody likes to have their names mangled or feel stupid when you have to keep saying it's not Laney. It's Liane. People call me Lane, Laney, Liane, Liane. It's okay.
Talker.
So yeah, he wrote this he wrote this book. That's right. Knee jerk. You write songs. He wrote a book called Spider Seeds. And so yeah, I started doing the audiobook. And I've gotten 14 of the 17 chapters done. Most of the chapters are fixed. I've got to like do a little editing on some of them. And then April 30th, it'll be live on Audible. So I'll have my first self-produced audio book with my friend David, who asked me to please. So yeah, so I just figured out how to work from home and only deal with other creative people at a distance. And I don't have to leave. And then the money comes in. And then it also helps people depending on the topic of the book, the content. So that's kind of exciting. I feel like, what's happening? It's okay. We have a guest.
All right.
But our guest like owns a a retail store. And it's St. Patrick's Day, as we mentioned. See, look, there's more green. I saw more green. He's drinking green juice, and it's in a green can, right? What color is that stuff? When you pour it in a glass, it looks like somebody poured. It looks like those necklaces,
Turquoise.
right? Anyway, no, the ones that glow in the dark
Oh, yeah.
with bubbles. Well, so yeah, so anyway. She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's okay. We're so loosey-goosey here. I'll look at the clock and it's 5:28. And Grizzly will say, oh, there's plenty of time. Oh, there he is. It's our guest, Angelo. It's my friend Angelo.
Hi, how are you?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
What's going on? Good. How's everything?
Everything's great. What's going on over there?
Great. Irish Day today, St. Patty's Day. Got live dancers.
That's what I
Amazing.
heard. That's
Yeah,
what I
got some
heard.
vendors. Yeah, it's great.
Well, so Grizzly, he's so funny. He just threw you in and like just disappeared. And okay, well, I guess, ladies and gentlemen, ever since I started this, I've been yapping about a place called Flower Power. And this gentleman is he's the man behind the Flower Power on 66th Street. And I asked him a long time ago if he would come visit me and talk, because I'm always very curious about how somebody has an idea like a long time ago, and then now it's been brought into reality. So from a creator aspect, Angelo, welcome to Riding the Frequency. I don't know where Grizzly went. Everybody,
Well,
all
thank you
right.
for having me.
Well, you're welcome.
Thank
So um it's a recreational dispensary. It's not medical, because
Correct.
medical, like, there's a lot of red tape one has to go through to be a medical dispenser here in New York, probably also in LA, but everything's more complicated here in New York. Licenses, permits, yeah. Even driving an Uber is a pain in the ass here in New York. It's not like, get your car checked, make sure you're not going to kill anybody. Is your insurance paid up? Okay, go. That's LA. Here, TLC test, drug test, TLC registration, insurance, regular insurance, more insurance from, like, by the time you've signed up for Uber here, you're getting like 10 cents on the dollar if you're lucky. Like, what? And the wear and tear on the, so whatever. Anyway, so how old were you when you decided you wanted to open a dispensary? And were dispensaries even a thing? Was it something that existed when you started thinking about this?
No, it probably this was in the late 90s, kind of mid 90s, 96, 97, right? I was like maybe like 20, 19, 20 years old. I was already into the culture, and uh already like, just peddling some, some flour here and there. So just sitting back and listening to music, and just, when Nas used to say, hey, imagine it, if it was if it was legal and without cops harassing, we were just talking about it since then. Like, hey, when it goes legal, we're all going to open up a store, and we thought about how it would be, you know what I mean? Then this was all like, I must have been like 19, 20 years old. I never thought that would ever come true, obviously. So this is like a dream.
Literally, you spoke it into existence, is what I'm hearing. Like, you kept talking about it. You didn't let it go. You kept talking about it. You kept thinking about it. You kept talking about it. And honestly, back in LA, back in the day when I wasn't working a lot as an actress, and I was definitely a peddler of flour. Right. Well, I mean, so was Leonardo DiCaprio's mom, Ermeline. She was the biggest dealer in LA. Oh my God. My friend used to go to Ermeline's house all the time to score blow, and he hit it big. Right. So he hit it big, and guess who had to stop doing that nonsense? I don't even know how. I'm sure he's got good PR people that keep it quiet, but I've got a big mouth, Alice. Sorry, Ermeline. Sorry, Leo. Anyway, but yeah, like back in the day, I remember the dispensaries opened and it didn't do anything good for my want to come grab a gram for $20. Like, that went away for me. Like, so the dispensaries were the big bad guy for the longest time in my head. Like, I didn't like anybody who did that, because it stepped on private illegal business toes.
The black market, let's just say, and the gray legacy area.
I mean, I have nothing that's like, what, I have nothing to lose and I have nothing to hide, really. It's not like I'm doing it now. I have other things to do. But so yeah, that must have been a really big, huge thing. So from the time dispensaries were legalized and the time you had doors open, did it feel like everything you'd been talking about happened so fast and kind of at you? Like, are you overwhelmed by
Yeah,
it?
it did kind of move quickly. Yeah, like once we applied for it, and we thought it was at first. Still, I didn't think it was real. They said they was going to put this application out. So once it actually became a reality, and they said, "Hey, the application's out." I just said as a joke, I said, "You know what? Let's see if we can do this." And me and my wife helped me out a lot. We did this on our own. We didn't hire a lawyer. You know, we sat down. It took us a couple of months, 2, 3 months, maybe, to gather all the paperwork that was needed. But we finally was able to apply, and within the next, I want to say, 2 years after that, we were kind of open after that. So we were like, it did move kind of quickly. Those 2 years went by real quick. Just going through the red tapes and everything, just getting approvals, getting the proximities, getting locations. Those 2 years flew. So yeah, it did feel kind of quickly.
Did you have to learn a lot? Was it like a really fast learning curve for you guys? Or was there any fear like, oh my God, what are we doing? This is like too much. I don't understand. What does this mean? Like, was there any kind of apprehensive or ambivalence around it ever?
In the beginning, yeah, a little bit like, hey, how do we collect this info? How do we get, the compliance to make sure everything is correct? But you know what? In all reality, I read the compliance so many times over and over again that I felt very confident going into it. So once we got the green light, it literally took me March 1st. I got the keys to my store, and April 1st, actually, we did grand opening. So we did build out and turnaround in 27 days.
Wow. I remember when the ad came out, Flower Power coming to the Upper West Side. And I got so excited. I did, it was really good to know that there was going to be something available close by. And it turns out that you guys are such cool people and you're such good people and you're such generous, loving, gentle people. I'm so happy to know you. No, truly, you're giggling, but I there's so much love in your store, you
We
know.
appreciate it. We appreciate it. It's all about, just like the experience, having a good fun time, good vibes. We're providing, education and pot for the people to, to be able to curate the product that they feel like is right. You know what I mean? So we're mostly educating. It's not like we're even trying to push anything. It's like, come in, tell us what you're looking for. We'll help you out and tell you, nothing but education about the product. So it's
Right, it's
amazing.
good to know. People think, oh, you just go and drink any kind of alcohol, but you think about vodka and you get potato vodka, you've got other kinds of vodka. There's vodka that's vegan, some's gluten-free, some is not. Same with scotch. You think, oh, it's just hard alcohol, just drink some scotch. No, there's aged scotch, aged 100 years, aged in a barrel, aged 20 years, with different. It gets like Crazy Orchid guy, right? Who has 15 million people. And the strains, like, to be honest, the last order I put in, um, there was something called purple panty dropper. And I thought, wait, what? But then I always look at THC content because when I like to use a little bit and have it last a long time, and I like it good and strong. So it has to be at least 28% or higher. But and
Yeah.
purple panty dropper was right up there. There was one jar left. I thought, oh, just because it's called that. The names of the strains. Do you ever just laugh about that?
Yeah, yeah, it's funny, I mean, it's amazing to see what other names they can come up with, you know what I mean? And it's pretty fun actually. It makes it fun too, so you know.
Is there ever going to be an Angelo or Amanda strain?
No, maybe I don't think it's allowed. So I mean,
Really?
it'd be
What
nice
about?
to create your own flower, but
I think so. It could be
that's
the
my
Amangelo.
expertise. Yeah,
Amangelo,
maybe.
right? Well,
Could be. That would be a good one. Angela
oh,
extra.
is Little Green Eyes there making noise? She's not going to come on camera. Her eyes are as green as your shirt and that wall. Amanda's got the most beautiful eyes. My dad had bottle green eyes like that too. There's the only two people I know who've got the same. Like, I've never seen anybody with the same color eyes as my dad before Amanda. Seriously. So yeah.
Yeah, they're
Um
beautiful. Love her.
yeah, well, but okay.
Everything
So
green is good. Everything green is good.
how I don't want to embarrass anybody, and if you don't want to tell me, it's okay, but you met Amanda, we'll do it this way. You met Amanda when she was like 15 or 16, right?
16, yeah.
16. And you guys have been together ever since.
Yeah, somewhat. Yes, of course. Well, in the
Well, but
beginning, obviously, I just knew her, and then after a couple of years, it was like, you know,
but then after that, that was it. After all the
yeah, yeah. After
initial back
that,
and forth.
it was like Bonnie and Clyde, like nonstop, inseparable.
Well, I guess you guys are good buddies, though. I mean, I see how you interact. Like it's a solid buddy thing. You know, there's a lot of trust there, and I don't know. I was gonna say it. It's hard. I know what it's like doing everything without a partner, and it's not easy. It's satisfying, but it's not always easy. Um, but yeah, Amanda is ha. She's a rock, man. How would you be able to do this without
Let's
her?
say, see, she's no, I don't think. I think I wouldn't be able to do this without her. Me to the right direction and help me move in a way that I probably couldn't move on my own. It's like it's always good to have someone you could trust and be able to know that you got somebody that's always gonna do the right thing. You know what I mean? They're not looking at you any kind of the way. So just through the doing what we doing, trust is a big thing. So not too many people are trustworthy. So having someone by your side that's there and together for that long, being able to hold you down is a big thing. And I'm very proud of you. It's pretty where
I
we're at
love.
right
I
now
mean,
too. So without her, I
what
don't
were
think
you
we'd be
guys?
here. So that's true.
What were you guys both doing
I'm sorry.
before you had the business? You guys were doing different kind of work. Like she was doing some kind of stuff, and you were doing. She was doing. What was she telling me? She was doing fashion stuff in the No, what was she doing?
Yes.
She.
Yeah, fashion. She was into fashion. She went to FITM, Fashion Institute of Design
Mhm.
and Management in California, in San Diego, and she was into fashion for a good 4 years, 5 years, and then, or maybe like more than that, probably, maybe a good 8 years. It's been so long I don't remember, but
Yeah, time gets
yeah.
blendy
So
and
she was
weird.
into fashion, and then I'm an electrician. I'm an electrician by trade. So I've been doing electrical in the five boroughs pretty much all my life. And within that, in between that, I was also peddling flour too. So for the good amount of years.
Yeah, man, there's nothing like good cash business, Um, I remember it was fun. Like, and honestly, and here's another thing I wanted to say: the dispensary does it gives back. You guys give back, so um, you tithe back to the neighborhood and
Yeah,
to 501c3s and stuff. So it's not like you're just sitting there making all kinds of money. You definitely donate back to the community. That was one of the things, even when you opened, that you put up on your website. So I find that interesting. Um, and I think, are you still one of like the number one rec dispensary who's in profit right now? Because not all of
I'm up
them are in
there.
profit.
I mean, not, I guess not. I mean, I don't know what other people. I haven't really been paying attention, but we're definitely up on that list.
Yeah, I think you're one
we're
of the
we're,
ones
we're
that are
seeing.
not bleeding out because a lot of people, running a business isn't easy. A lot of people fall apart in one area or another. You guys are slamming. I think that has a
Yeah,
lot to
well,
do.
business oriented. Me and Amanda. Yeah, go ahead.
I think that
Yes.
has everything to do with the fact that you guys give back or you pay forward, um, and that
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So
Very
4% goes back to the community to rebuild and for schools and infrastructures, uh, literally in the community that we're in, which is the Upper West Side. So everything that we make, 4% goes back, and to help in any way that needs to be helped in the community.
Which is good. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of programs. You probably have a lot of options. um, Upper West Side is probably one of the more affluent areas in the borough, but even affluent areas have areas that need a little help. So it's lovely that you guys do that. Um, so you're also starting a podcast, right? Did you start it on Friday? Did you go live Friday?
We didn't go live. We did do a test run. We had a live band and everything. So I think next week is going to be a little bit more, a lot better because we're going to have a lot of micro licenses in too. So uh, it's gonna be great. I mean, look, we're just starting off. We're just goofing around right now and see where it goes.
Yeah, well, that's how it all started here too. Grizzly was like, "Here, would you come on my show and do an interview or whatever?" And the next thing I know, he's like, "Would you do it every week?" And I'm thinking, like, "Wait, you want what now? What are you talking about?" He's like, "So yeah, I mean, it kind of whatever. I mean, I was thinking about having conversations with people for a really long time, and I wasn't sure quite how to start, and it was really awkward or whatever. So, but your idea is great. I mean, it's flower power after hours. I love
Yeah,
that.
Flower Power After Hours. Let's talk about it. We get the butt tennis involved. We talk about the day. We ask questions like, when, where was the riskiest place you lit up flower, you lit up a joint and you knew maybe you're going to get, locked up, but you lit it up anyways, like different, experiences through smoking and throughout the years, it's good to laugh and talk about things. It's good.
I think
Now
it's
that
good
we
to
can,
normalize.
anyway.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, it's, when you have big pharma coming in and killing people, and then people get upset about flour being used and discussed, it's a little absurd to me. Um,
Yeah.
crazy world, and that thing that I put up about you have to buy eggs on the street and you go to dispensaries to a store to get flour. The world is absolutely on its ass. But hey, if you have to go get flour at a dispensary, these are the guys you want to go see, I'll tell you. Um, right? And then what? But see, if you're talking to bud tender, you guys had a really good idea. Somebody said it. I think maybe was it Amanda? Bud tender backstory. You guys can. There's so many
Yeah.
things you can do on your podcasts, like to flesh it out and have you know those who are
We like to,
willing.
yeah, we like to talk about, our bartenders. We like to talk about strains, different types, anything that has to do with, marijuana related experiences and, like what your favorite flower would be, what your favorite joint, your favorite brand. It's good to talk about things like that. And also, it's good to have, people learn and watch and learn from that too. It's just to hear about different strains. There's so many out there that I'm sure a lot of people haven't heard of. You know what I mean?
Look,
So
back in the
it's
day,
good to talk about things.
before you were born, and when I first started smoking, I would probably be like in 19, what, 63, 73, 79, 79, 80, 1980. Already it started, the pot was stronger than what it used to be. They were already saying it back then. And now people are doing indoor stuff. And I'll tell you, the things that I like to smoke, probably similar to what you like to smoke, but I very much enjoy the is it the resin infused or the keef infused bud,
Keeping, yeah,
right?
keeping great.
It's so good to be able to do that and just zone out into creating music, or if I have to edit or something, or sometimes with the electromagnetic frequencies around, my mom used to every once in a while pop a half a Valium. I don't like doing that. And I don't really care for alcohol. So it's nice to be able to have an edible around. Um, so yeah. So there's so many different options. It's almost like weed has turned into like all the streaming networks. There's so many options to get content. Now there's so many options to deliver whatever it is you need for your experience, right?
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
um, how old were you when you started smoking?
17. 17.
See, you're better than I am. You were nice. You're a nice boy. I started when I was 15. Probably killed some brain cells. It's okay. They grow
I'm
back,
there with you. I'm sure I'm not there with you too.
right?
But you know what? But you know what? The way I see it though, I didn't. I picked up marijuana, but I didn't pick up liquor. So I
Mm.
wasn't really a drinker, which I think is I rather smoke than drink at that age. at 17. You know what I mean? And I feel like the pot is not like they say the gateway. You know what I mean? It's more like the exit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
So
do actually know what you mean. And I just had this conversation with somebody. It may be the last podcast that I put up with this documentary filmmaker friend of mine, Clive Christopher. I said something about people like to smoke pot because it helps us empty our head of thoughts, which then makes you able to focus in on the more subtle energy that's around. Um, it's not like a gateway to further drug use and then death. For me, it's a gateway into the ability to be aware of other subtle energies and realms that are there, whether you're focused on a paper, trying to drive, trying to make a sandwich. Like, the energies that are there are still there, but you're not thinking about them. When you empty your head of thoughts, you can take a trip inside a little bit. Like, I've always enjoyed that aspect of it.
yeah.
And it's not even to check out, it's to be in both places at once, if that makes any sense.
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, for me, it's more like my thought process is better. You know, some people like coffee in the morning. I like a joint. I don't even drink coffee, so you know.
Yeah, I do both. I drink coffee and then I've been drinking some black tea throughout the day, which actually doesn't keep me whooped. I'm not all whooped up exactly, but it definitely, I don't know, you're supposed to drink a certain amount of liquid and they say coffee and tea counts for your hydration um, percentage or whatever, you know? Wow. All right. So when's this? Are you going to do the podcast on Fridays? Have you decided that for sure?
Yes, Friday night after hours, after 11.
So,
We're gonna definitely do. We're gonna have a live band, drummer, sax, guitarist. It's gonna be fun. You should stop
so
by.
it's going to be like a whole room and a whole vibe. Is Skylar
I'm
going to be
sorry.
there is he going to be there every
Yeah.
week doing that? Is he going to be
Yeah.
your
For the
house
most
band?
part, yeah. For the most part, yeah. But we're also gonna have some fill-ins too. We're gonna just switch it up. We're gonna put a violinist. We're gonna put a to switch it up, see how it works. It's gonna be fun. I think.
I love the whole idea of having, it's almost like you've got a little mini nightclub. It's like like you know how they used to have during the prohibition times where it would look straight like a deli on the top, then you go through the back door and down the stairs and there was a whole nightclub set up downstairs,
Mhm.
right? The secret room. I love that. Love that.
Yeah, yeah. We fortunate enough to have extra space that we can just be able to carry on this podcast and a nice live band where it doesn't interrupt anything. So it's really fun.
Right, because you're actually in the neighborhood you're in is such a weird neighborhood. You've got the residential buildings right next to and above you, like for the foofy snobby after hours joints. It's like all day long joints or something. Um, I just derailed myself. Sorry. But you've got ABC right across the street too. So it's not like anybody's being kept awake. And also the clientele
Yeah.
is not like, if there were a halfway house down the street instead of ABC Studios, the clientele might be a little rougher, but for the most part, your clientele is fun, upscale, you know.
Yeah. Then no, we have great clientele, and we're very proud of everything, and we appreciate, and yeah, and then we have good vibes. People come in, they all they enjoy the time in here. You come in, obviously me before I smoke, sometimes I'm a little, I'm not in the best mood. I come in, I get my joint, I go, I get the vibe starts from when you come in, so it's amazing.
My friend used to call it, I need a little attitude adjustment. My Uncle Bill, we called him Bill Butler. He talked like Flanders on The Simpsons. Leanne, Leanne, I can't believe you just said that out loud. Oh man, I miss my friends. They're absent in the physical now, but alive in my heart and mind. So, are you expanding anytime soon? Are you going to open a second store? Like your 1 year anniversary is coming up here in April. Like, how are you celebrating? That was 8 questions at a time. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. So yes, we are definitely celebrating. It is our 1 year anniversary coming April 1st. We're definitely gonna have many vendors come in and DJs, fun, some food, and refreshments. Definitely. Also, we are working on second location as we speak. So we will be in coming soon to Maspeth, Queens. We're in build out stage at the moment. So we're looking at maybe end of April, beginning of March. I mean, I'm sorry, May.
That's good. All right. Well, Maspeth Queens will be glad to have you. I hope that they treat you with lots of love like the Upper West Side did. Um,
Uh,
yeah, man. Like I mean, there is definitely use of any kind of substance that's inappropriate, like that goes with the territory. There are those people. Um, but recreational use and use for medical purposes, I highly encourage, because I'd rather see somebody high off their ass than some drunk guy puking in a dumpster. Like, pot doesn't make you
yeah,
do
I
that.
agree.
I've never seen
Yeah, no.
somebody who gets blackout high. It doesn't work like that. Right? The worst thing I've
No,
ever seen is somebody who's like eaten too many edibles, like, and thought this isn't working, and then ate more, and then felt really sorry when they realized their metabolism doesn't light up for 5 hours, and then it hits them. Right? So that's never fun. Um, I think that happened to me one time.
happened to me once too.
Yeah, I think
you
it
know,
only ever happens once. I think once you do that, you don't ever do that again, right? Because that
you learn,
what's
you
the
learn.
thing? Right? Right? You can always eat more, but you can't eat less. Just keep that in mind,
That,
folks.
that is true.
Oh
That
man,
experience.
awful, awful. Wow. Well, so and how does it feel to go from? And I know I'm jumping all over the place. Um, How does it feel from going from working for other people to working for yourself? It's like the difference between renting an apartment and owning a house, I guess. Like if you're going to use real estate uh, parallels. Is it hard? Is it scary? Have you fallen into some kind of groove with it? Do you enjoy it? How's that working?
I actually enjoy it. I'm actually happy going to work every morning. I don't see any downside to it. I'm very happy for any challenges that appear and come, and I take it, one day at a time. And it's actually amazing being free from anybody else and knowing that this is all you. And it's amazing to know that I'm helping so many people. Also, providing with employment. Because we do have like a 28 count staff, so it's good to that we're providing employment for people around the neighborhood as well. So yeah, it feels good. It feels good to be on your own. And I don't see any challenge that comes so far. I haven't had any issues with it. We take it head on and we keep it moving.
I'm going to ask a question, and I think I know the answer, but most of your staff have a creative side. Like a lot of
Correct.
people,
Yes.
right? It's like I don't feel like people who are physicists necessarily apply to work at a dispensary, you know? Are How many of your staff play music? If you were to start,
Uh, two play music. We have two actors that do Broadway, like they're for plays, like So one of them is already in a play, I think that they're gonna be doing, and then we have a dancer as well. They dance, so we give them a break whenever they have uh, dance coming up. We let them go because it's amazing how the staff is creative and it's a mixture of different kind of butt tenders, which is amazing. You know.
Yeah. I feel like, and I definitely am biased, but creative people are so much more fun than physicists. Oh my God. Most physicists are kind of a drag. Because they can't seem to get out of their locked brain long enough to have fun. Not all of them, and I know I'm stereotyping right now. Maybe I shouldn't do that. It's kind of casting aspersions. So people get typecast, but I don't know. I don't know. So I'm going to ask you really a wacky question because I know you're DJ Smooth G. He's into this stuff. Have you ever had any sightings or any weird paranormal stuff? Or have you ever, aside from having the dream of opening a dispensary and then bringing that to a tangible fruition, have you ever had like any precognitive experiences? Even if it's answering the phone going, oh my
Um,
God, I knew it was you, like that kind of stuff.
uh, not that I could say anything like that, but I have. I feel like me and Amanda have seen a UFO before, maybe twice. You know what I mean?
Was it
Um,
in the city or was it out in your more, because I know you guys have I don't want to say where, but like you guys have a country house, we'll just call it that.
yeah.
So was it out in the country or was it here in the city?
Actually, it was here in the city, actually, in Whitestone, to be honest with you. And this was, many, many years ago. And at first, I was like, "Oh man, I don't think I've seen that." She's like, "Wait, I've seen it too. Did you see it too?" And I was like, "Wait, we both seen it." I was like, "Wait," I thought I was just high, but you know,
Yeah.
we did see the same thing. But aside from that, nothing really. Other than a whole bunch of deja vus. Sometimes you're doing something, you're like, "Oh shit, I've done this before," you know.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like that's our psyche trying to remember something, or reminding us that we're maybe in more than one place at a time. I know a lady who literally got a phone call from somebody saying, I saw you yesterday. And she said, where? Completely different state. They had a conversation, and then she's shown up in her husband's dreams before, like bilocate, just weird stuff that you can't really explain, and it's not people who are, I mean, this lady's straight edge. She didn't do anything,
Mm.
so it's not that. And she's you know a- an attorney by trade, you know. So when things like that start happening, and people who are more left brain start thinking, uh-oh, but I think creative people are probably more open to this kind of stuff than sadly scientists. But yeah, I always ask that question, you know. Do you think that human beings are a psychic species by nature? Do you think
uh,
that it's like a suppressed thing? Have you ever, like you and Amanda, you've known each other such a really long time. Like, do you know what she's thinking? Like sometimes where I don't even have to ask her. I know what she's going to say. Like, do you ever answer each
for the
other's
most part,
questions?
yeah. For the most part, yeah. I mean, I'm when she says, "Oh, I'm hungry," I'm like, "All right, well, you want to go get some of this?" She's like, "Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of." But there's times that obviously is a miss, but for the most part, yeah, we do. We do kind of like know, not finish each other's sentence, but know what we want, without even saying it. You know what I mean? So it's pretty cool.
Would you guys ever play psychic games at the dinner table just to see like what would happen? Because I know, you've got extended family too. Like again, I don't want to get too specific because I don't
Yeah.
know, right?
Um,
But what am I thinking? What number? Randomly, when I say that to friends, a lot of times they'll say, "Oh, come on, stop." Like, no, what number am I thinking? They're like, "Are you serious?" Okay, if I'm pressed to say anything, it would be the number, whatever. And I'm like, that's exactly what I'm holding up, two fingers. You know, people, it spooks them out. Like, is that something that you're comfortable with? The idea of being a psychic species? Is that something that you think like our evolution would ever, with or without the help of marijuana, to keep us from getting stuck in our thoughts? Do you think that that's something you see happening for human beings? Because I feel like we are a psychic species.
My parents.
It's
Oh, it's, I think I think it's gonna go off. Sorry.
uh-oh.
Hello.
What happened? Nope. His battery's gonna die. No, Amanda, make it stop. Mommy.
Sometimes
There's
it's just
back.
yeah, like 2% warning. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
um,
So he's gonna go. Well, but so what do you so quickly, I'll shut up and what do you think? Do you think we're a psychic species?
yeah, to a certain extent, yeah. I mean, look, I'm not saying that if she tells me a number, I'm gonna remember, I'm gonna know what she's thinking. But it's as far as like, if she's like, what am I thinking? I want to eat. I could probably guess it right away. But yeah, we are. I think we do have some kind of connection with each other that we can probably, as humans, we can all probably like telekinetically somehow know something about each other somehow. You know what I mean? It's not obviously something that I think about, but yeah, I think that we do have something like that.
I feel like if human beings spent more time thinking about it, like I maybe I'm a little obsessive, I think about it a little too much, says my family. But but I think if we thought about it more and had less time to argue and more time to like figure ourselves out and see how cool the tricks we can do are, and then maybe it's not just tricks, maybe it's just something that gets normalized over a few generations. I think that would kind of be interesting.
That would be interesting.
Wouldn't it? All right. Well, next time we hang out, I'm going to play psychic games. We can sit in a little triangle and I'll stare at you.
I'm game. Let's get it.
Right?
Sounds
Let's
good.
get it. All right. Well, I know Amanda's back there. She's not gonna come on camera, but hi, Amanda.
She's actually not here at the
Did she
moment.
go
She went to
upstairs?
bed.
Did she go upstairs?
Yeah.
She's dealing with the dancers,
Yes.
right? Oh my God. All right. Well, so is there anything you want to talk about? Do you have any questions for me?
No, I mean, no, I mean, we appreciate you. You're great, and flower power. Let's keep it to recreational marijuana, keep it legal, buy safe. You know what I mean, and let's get it. You know what I mean?
I do. I do. All right, Angelo. Enjoy your
Thank
uh enjoy your St. Patrick's Day. Clearly you won't
you
get
as
pinched
well.
because you're surrounded by green in in every way, shape, and form. All
Green is
right.
the
Please
best.
give Amanda a big hug for me. Thank you so much for coming on. You guys definitely check
Will
out
do. Thank you.
Flower
Thank you
Power
for having
After
me.
Hours. All right.
Flower power.
I'll
Let's
see
get
you
it. Thank you so
soon.
much.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, there you go.
All
Flower
right.
Power, 22 West 66th Street. Not necessarily like a topic for the woo community, but they're these guys are so stinking cool and they're so generous and they're so lovely.
Yeah, great energy.
I My friend Frank was talking about with his other interview that I watched. He talks on a show called The Naked Truth on the Inspired channel with that guy Jean Nolan, and not everybody likes Jean. Um, I like Frank though. Frank is very rational, and in any event, they were talking about how like society's just medicated and stays high all day long on something, and just it doesn't allow you to be your authentic self. And I would tend to agree, you know. Um, then again, the world out there and the Truman Show that's being put on for everybody to swallow like a spoonful of sugar with the medicine and nonsense and repetition of craziness by which we're assaulted daily, and now through the EMFs and Dreamtime advertising. I mean, where is there any safe place? Oh my God. I understand why people want to just sort of take the edge off and even if it's triggered by a substance, want to stay in that half place where one foot is in reality and the other foot is just in, and it's not numbed out necessarily. It's just in a place where you can feel the subtle energies and then you have options which way you want to go, depending on what's on the news today, who's doing whack shit today, what kind of, and the whole thing's crazy. It's all just like one big reality show,
Right.
So, whatever gets you through the night, if you're not hurting anybody and you're also being coherent and productive, you can take the edge off and still be productive and still be present.
True.
I feel like I'm very present, sometimes almost too present. Man, the fire department's been present all day long. Like literally, I'm glad I'm not recording audiobook today. It's not so bad on a live. I don't know if my mic is picking up those.
Oh, yes.
Oh my, brutal. Brutal. Makes you want to live on a farm far away from a city.
I'm down.
Like I wouldn't mind having it be a 20-minute drive to get to Trader Joe's. Anyway, so yeah, Angelo, flower power. I forced him to talk about consciousness and psionics. I did it. It's always going to come back, guys. Doesn't matter who I'm talking to. Talking to the barista, I'm going to ask them if they think humanity is psychic. A little twisted. And then there's my boyfriend, Ross Coulthard. Ross Coulthard. He's getting pretty intense with his, I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm interested in psionics, and that's what I'll be reporting on. Good for you, buddy. You go, Betty Davis eyes, 6'6", skin Sasquatch, you. Like furless, hairless Mexican Sasquatch. It's not the Mexican dogs that have no hair. Cats have no hair too. That was weird.
Right.
Wow.
It went
What do
pretty
you
well.
think? What do you think, Grizzly?
It went great. I loved it.
What, me talking to Angelo?
Yeah, it had great energy. Great people person. Yeah.
Well, he's definitely friendly. He's a very, very, but he's got a vision, Angelo. I wasn't sure what you were talking about. Like, I wasn't asking what you thought about me and my show. I was asking, what do you think about stuff? But like, if you want to talk about me, that's fine. I'm an only child. We like it. So yeah, the show went all right. It's definitely, a dispensary owner, like I said, isn't necessarily what you're going to see with Liane. It's mostly going to be abductees, people consciousness. Can you imagine if Ross Coulthard? I want Ross Coulthard to talk to me. I want to talk to Ross. Ross, come talk to me, Ross. Come on. It'll be better than Facebook video 20-second bites. Although maybe that's about all Ross can take of Liane, 20-second bites at a time. Otherwise, his head will explode. It's not what we're doing. We need you. I can't make your head explode. We need you, Ross. I think it's funny that he was saying that people all over the place, he was asking questions to his interviewee. You love how I'm like playing with my braid while I'm talking to him, like not even multitasking. It's right. My hair turned into my fidget spinner. I'll just use my fidget spinner. It's interesting to me that he mentioned, and I did this months. I've been sending him drawings of blue and or purple people, beings. And then he hauls off and says to, I think, was it Jake Barber or somebody in the interview, one of the whistleblowers, about what color were the beings, like, and or what colors would you associate with, what colors were you? And the guy said blue and purple. He said, I just got chills because I've been getting sent from different people from all over the world, like, it's blue people. So, I'm definitely guilty of having sent him artwork of blue people,
Wow.
And then he says about how people, and I'm not saying I'm the only one. I'm sure there are hundreds of us going, no, it's all about consciousness. No, thoughts are things. No, we're all psychic. No, I'm not the only one pummeling him. But it's nice to hear, A, I'm not the only one, and B, he gets it. I feel like he gets it. I feel like he believes more than he lets on publicly. And I think that there are a lot of things he's seen that he won't likely talk about publicly anytime soon, because especially when he talks about things about mediumship episodes, where things that nobody would be able to know, things that his father would have said, in the way his father, it's like that. I'm telling you, I've heard people hop into my head and speak in a manner and be prompted to text people and have them say, that's my brother. And it's not like I'm in any certain, I didn't just get super high and I didn't just come out of a meditation. Literally walking into the other room to shake off an argument or a feeling that I had because of an interaction with my mom or whatever, walking into the other room, taking a deep breath, and like in that space of a deep breath and trying to make, it's almost like, when superheroes put out their frequency to make a bubble, and then without touching anybody, it makes people fly back.
Right.
I feel like when I have been in a situation where it's particularly emotional and not in a higher vibrating direction, the need to shake it off, switch lanes, change the energy, take a deep breath, and exhale to just throw you out of that. It's like in a sneeze where your heart stops for that set. There's like a split second in that activity where you're completely plugged in a nanosecond. And I think sometimes things linger in that one little portal space, and then the dead people come say stuff, but it's definitely not a conscious, like, I'm going to talk to a dead person now. It doesn't work like that for me.
Right.
I'm sure there are people who are well-trained mediums who do it on purpose all the time. But I've got my own mishigas. I don't need dead people dancing in my head. I've got my mom and my own circle of dead friends who are already in there. Thanks. Thanks. Don't need extra. So yeah, so it's definitely a thing. Definitely a thing. And I'm glad Colt Hart is going wholeheartedly full force. And I'm glad the Pope didn't croak, because he's
right.
Like, what the was that all about, man? I'm glad he didn't go, because that guy knows way too much. Like, all popes probably know a lot more than we think, because the Vatican functions also as other things besides what it says it does. But this particular pope, for all of the reasons, he can't croak. Not yet. Jorge from Brazil. Don't do it. Stay. Because if you don't, a total sociopath could be the next guy who wants to force the rapture for the 144,000 chosen ones. Like, oh my God, no, it's not what we're doing. Anyway, so on that fabulous note, be aware of the crazy stuff. Don't focus on it. Just know that it's there. Focus on things that make you guys happy. Self-soothe in a good way. If you rip a bong hit, so what? Just know that the answers that you're looking for are probably inside you, not outside you. So, right? Guess we'll all keep riding the frequency, and we'll all remember that we're the awareness. Have a good week, guys.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Frequency.
I'm Liane. I'm Liane. I'm Liane. Are you ready to ride the frequency? Are you ready to ride the frequency?